Yeah, I'm gonna continue the left last week, and the old chain, the committee, a member of the Shanghai Caring Committee, and he want me to write the criticizing for the another girl. Her name is Lin, and to denounce her. So he gonna give me. So when I he gave it to me her diary, so I started reading, and she is a really that girl Lin. She's really well read, and the diary was really right, really good. You know, she started with, she said, it's a quote from the Leo Tolstoy's novel, the classic novel Anna Karenina, and I still remember she quoted and started her diary. She said that Leo Chris Tolstoy said that happy families are all alike. Every unhappy family is unhappy in its own way. But in my life just cannot use the words happy or unhappy. It was real tragedy. So she started with that. So I started reading, and my heart was shaking, and my blood was pumping after I read her story. So long story for short, um, her tragic life is her parents. Father is a writer, and mother is a professor. They both committed suicide um, during the Cultural Revolution when the Red Guard started putting them in jail. So they suicide, both suicide. So she become overnight. She become orphan, and then nobody care about her. She been kicked out of their apartment. She just lived like a wild cat, and on the hallway and the doorway anywhere. And finally, in the about 2 or 3 years, 1969, and they want to send all the kids down to the village and up to mountain. So she been sent to Winai, which was the same counting, same camp. I was there, but the different villages. And in that village, and she they went back. They had one group of people, and somehow, and one of I think 4 or 5 people in one household. They put it in one village, and there's 2 girls and 3 boys. So one of the boy and was very nice to her, always taking care of her, and so they were in love. So and then and they had a baby. And what are they gonna do with the baby? You know, I had to tell you something about how the CCP control against the human nature, control people's sexuality, because that sexual desire is really hard to control because it's in your mind, right? That they make is criminal. And if you cannot, just like here, you say people in the high school, kids, they always say, oh, I have a crush on the boy and girl or whatever. But in China, it's criminal. And you cannot have any desire. You cannot attract to opposite sex because they wanted to control you. And every your design, every human way, and they wanted to control you. And you are not belong to your body, your soul, your heart, not belong to you. It's all belong to Chairman Mao and belong to Communist Party. So under that policy, and that they will be severely punished. The only thing is, what are they gonna do with a baby? And so that was a very tragic thing happened. And they actually, I heard about 2 or 3 months ago, and in the downstream the river, and they found the baby. The villagers, they found a baby because they are talking about it. They told us it's also probably the parents is a send down youth. That's what they call us. And so I didn't know it's her. So I read this diary. I really, that time I just, she was so sad and so depressed talking about the entire thing. And then the worst thing is they make them to throw away the baby in the river, and also make her and to confess in the forcefully in the police department, say the boy raped her. So they took the boy away, put in the jail, and she felt just really sad and really bad, and she wanted to commit suicide. So when I read that, at the moment, I just cannot not able to read anymore. I wanted to talk to her because she just lived not too far away. I think up the hill, the village. So I think that I got to talk to her. I don't know. I can help her not, but at least I think she's in verge of a suicide. And so that night, I went up the hill and found her village, and I wanted to talk to her, but she didn't want to talk to me. She didn't let me in. So she asked me, say, who are you? Who sent you here? How did you know my story? So I said that, I just the same as you, and then in the village was down, just down the hill. And I just want to talk to you. He said, what's for? I said, you think that you can help me? I said, maybe not, but I just want to talk to you. Because when I was 13 and the Cultural Revolution happened, and the red guy made me denounce my parents, and also that night took me to the podium, the school, and tried to beat me to death. And I was lucky being saved. And after that, for 2 or 3 months, I always wanted to suicide because I'm a very serious kid. And I just think there's no reason for me to live because they already took away my identity as a human. So they made me say, made the thing on my chest that every day I had to show my ID as a bastard. And so I'm just not human anymore. And what's there for me? Also, they made me denounce my parents, took away from me from family. So I have no place to go and no one to talk. And what the sense for me to live? So, but my father, I just don't want to talk to anybody. For 2 or 3 months, I was so depressed. My father know maybe I'm gonna suicide. So he told me, he said that you had to live. If you think something is unjust, is not right, and that you think some evils did it for you, you had to live, outlive them. And you had to know things looks like it's no hope, nothing gonna change. But actually, always changing, always accumulated. Just don't give up. So I wanted to tell her. So I really wanted to tell her. So I told her outside of the door, I said, and she still thinking, no, I don't want to talk to anybody. She said, I try everything. Your, she told me, your village, they are the people they make as a model camp. So you just go back to be Mao's soldier, to be Mao's children. And not me. I just has no chance. I'm a damaged goods. I'm a bad girl, morally corrupt, and there's no way for me to live. And I don't know. I still wanted to talk to her. At least she would let me in. And so I said, well, I read that book, Anna Karenina. Also, you called another book, um, Madame Bovary. I read that book too. Also, I know who translated Anna Karenina to Chinese because he's one of my relatives. So when I said that, he started, she stopped, and then she opened the door and let me in. So then she told me everything is more than I know. So we will talk about it next week.